Good morning. Amazon. Notification.
One new notification. The artist Fats Domino that you are following on Amazon Music has a new album titled This is Fats Domino. To play it, just say Alexa, play the latest album by Fats Domino. To unfollow, just say unfollow Fats Domino.
Amazon. Flash briefing.
Jamie, here's the latest from your flash briefing. In NPR News.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Windsor Johnston. A U.S. Attorney's Office in New York is looking into the finances of Congressman-elect George Santos. NPR's Brian Mann reports the Republican from Long Island is facing scrutiny after admitting he embellished major parts of his life story.
The Justice Department won't confirm or deny involvement in any probe relating to George Santos, but a person familiar with the matter tells NPR the U.S. Attorney's Office in Brooklyn is now looking into the case. This follows a local prosecutor's announcement that her office has opened a probe into Santos's deceptions, with the goal of determining whether he engaged in any criminal wrongdoing. Santos has now acknowledged living in poverty and being unable to pay his bills, but he loaned his campaign $700,000. Santos admits misleading voters about his career, his wealth, his religious faith, and other matters, but says he's broken no laws and expects to be sworn in next week. Brian Mann, NPR News.
The city of Buffalo is starting to recover after a severe winter storm devastated the region, leaving dozens of people dead. Emergency crews have been working to clear roadways and dig out vehicles that were buried in massive snowdrifts. The city has also lifted a travel ban that has been in place since the weekend. Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown thanked first responders for their tireless efforts during and after the storm.
If not for the heroic actions of police and fire and plow drivers and state police and National Guard and so many others, residents helping residents, the loss of life through this storm would have been much greater.
Utility crews in western New York have been working around the clock to restore power.
We don't know.
Israel has sworn in the most religious and ultra-nationalist government in its history. NPR's Daniel Estrin reports Benjamin Netanyahu is back as prime minister after a year and a half out of office.
Netanyahu has formed a government with Jewish far-right ultra-nationalists and ultra-Orthodox Jewish politicians. The new government is promising to strip some of the powers of the Supreme Court and expand Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank. Netanyahu has pledged to protect the rights of LGBTQ people, though some in the government seek legislation to allow business owners and doctors to refuse to serve LGBTQ Israelis on religious grounds. Thousands of demonstrators protested outside Parliament today, and inside Parliament, Netanyahu was heckled by centrist lawmakers. Netanyahu has also appointed former ambassador to the U.S. Ron Dermer as a government minister of strategic affairs. Daniel Estrin, NPR News, Tel Aviv.
Stocks are trading higher on Wall Street at this hour. The Dow was up 319 points. This is NPR. The man accused of breaking into the home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and attacking her husband with a hammer was arraigned in San Francisco on Wednesday. Joe Fitzgerald Rodriguez of member station KQED reports that David DePape pleaded not guilty to newly refiled charges of attempted murder and first-degree burglary, among other state charges.
For a second time since November, David DePape was held to answer to state charges, which also include threatening a family member of a public official. In California, state felony charges require a second arraignment, which lets the judge determine the case's eligibility for trial. Now, at DePape's next court appearance on February 23rd, a trial date will finally be set. DePape is accused of striking Paul Pelosi with a hammer in late October. Pelosi has since recovered. San Francisco police allege DePape had other targets, including the president's son, Hunter Biden, actor Tom Hanks, and California Governor Gavin Newsom. For NPR News, I'm Joe Fitzgerald Rodriguez in San Francisco.
Officials in Jackson, Mississippi continue to enforce a citywide boil water notice. Below freezing temperatures caused Jackson's long-troubled water system to lose pressure. This is the second time this year that the city has been plagued with water disruptions. In August, its treatment plant failed after severe flooding, leaving residents without running water. And in 2021, a winter storm ruptured pipes and left tens of thousands of residents without water for weeks. On Wall Street, the Dow up 315 points. This is NPR News. How do we reinvent ourselves? And what's the secret to living longer?
Skip.
In weather. In Seattle, there's a coastal flood advisory in effect until Friday, December 30th, 1 p.m. The current weather is 41 degrees Fahrenheit with cloudy skies. Today, you can expect showers, with a high of 45 degrees and a low of 43 degrees. That's all for your flash briefing.
Again on NASA? Amazon. What's new with NASA?
Oh, here's an idea. I can create a routine where I automatically tell the current date, and then play the news from NPR on weekdays at 7 a.m. Would you like that?
Amazon. Off.
Okay.
Amazon. What's new with NASA?
If a politician lies, does it amount to a crime?
Wow.
George Santos, a newly elected lawmaker from Long Island,
Amazon.
faces that.
You suck.
He admits he did not work where he claimed, or study where he claimed,
Right,
or have
Amazon.
the faith that he claimed. He
Amazon.
initially denied.
Off. Amazon. Tell us a joke.
The holiday sweater is so ugly. It turned the holiday party into a silent night.
Amazon. Tell us about NASA. What are you going to give it?
Life is so busy during the holiday season that it can be tough to keep up on the news. But people who have tickets to fly
Amazon.
in Southwest.
Skip.
Russian airstrikes hit multiple cities in Ukraine today. The attacks make this a normal day for Ukraine as 2022 comes to an end. In Lviv in the west, the mayor said this morning 90%
Amazon.
of the city is with.
Off. There is no NASA. They disappeared. Have a great day.